So we're going to start off by looking at propositional logic. So what is a proposition? Well, a proposition is a statement which can be either true or false. So let's have a look at some examples. Hello. Is hello a proposition? Well, no it isn't, because hello is just a greeting. It can't be true or false, therefore it isn't a proposition. How about John said hello to Mary? Yes, that is a proposition, because whilst we've already established that hello is not a proposition, it may be true that John said hello to Mary, and it may be false, and therefore it's a proposition. What about I want some lemonade? Yes, that could be true, or it could be false. It's not exactly something that people would commonly lie about, or that you'd want to challenge people about, but regardless, it still is either true or false, and is therefore a proposition. How about get me some lemonade? No, it isn't. Why? Because that statement itself is just a command. It can't be true or false. Sure, if someone said that to you, you might say yes or no as a response, but that doesn't mean that the statement get me some lemonade itself is true or false. What about are you going to get me some lemonade? No, because it's a question. Sure, the answer to the question might be true or false, but the question itself isn't true or false. How about this one? How about the phrase hello is a proposition? Yes, that is a proposition. Why? Because we've already established that the phrase hello isn't a proposition. Therefore, the phrase hello is a proposition is false, and considering a proposition is a statement which can be either true or false, that fits under the definition of a proposition. And note that in this case, we can tell it's a proposition because we already know that the proposition is false, and that is under the category of being either true or false. But you don't necessarily have to know whether that particular proposition is true or if that particular proposition is false, as long as you know that it's either true or false. That's how you know it's a proposition. And that leads us on to truth assignments to determine whether a particular proposition is actually true or whether it's actually false. So propositions are indicated using letters of the alphabet, such as P, Q, R and S, and so on through the alphabet, usually starting at P onwards. The truth assignment of a proposition is indicated using either a 1 or a 0, where 1 represents that the proposition is true and 0 represents that the proposition is false. We can show this using truth tables. Truth tables are used to show the different combinations of possible truth assignments. So here we have a very simple truth table with one proposition, where proposition P is that Peter is eating an apple. We have the P, which is the proposition. We have 1, the possibility that the proposition is true, and 0, the possibility that the proposition is false. We can add a second proposition into the mix. And here we have 4 possibilities. There's the possibility that P is true and Q is true. We have the possibility that P is true and Q is false. We have the possibility that P is false and Q is true. And we have the possibility that P is false and Q is false. We can add even more propositions into the mix to make the truth table even bigger.